at the triangle of, we want to look at the triangle of agribusiness success. And what are the three things that constitute the triangle? These are the things we are going to be discussing this evening. The very first thing you want to look at is competence. During the time with Marianne yesterday night, someone was asking the question that how do we get to know the technicalities of this project? The gentleman or lady that asked the question was asking question about competence. How do we acquire sufficient skill, knowledge, and even experience to be able to achieve whatever we intend to achieve in this particular project? And that is what we call competence. Then let's talk about competence. It is the ability to do something successfully or efficiently. It is the ability to achieve your aim with maximum productivity and minimum wasted effort or expense. Take note, it is not just about the productivity or achievement of aim. It is also going along with minimum wastages of effort or expense. So competence is the ability to achieve with minimum expense. And when you're talking about competence, you need to bear in mind that agriculture is no child's play. It looks like an everyday thing. There is a tendency for you to say, oh, we do not to just put seed to ground, it's not to just do this, do just do that, and you take it for granted. It is not child's play. It is not cheap, so you must get competent. When you come in contact with people who have made losses in agriculture, they will tell you how painful it can be. That your old self may not be good enough to be in farming before your father was born. We understood that. Yeah, I always make a joke about people when they drive rough, especially, and you say, oh, women have a way that once their spirit just tell them stop, they can stop in the middle of the road. They can just do anything they want to do behind the wheel. But when you meet these ladies and gentlemen and tell them, how are you driving like this? This is risky. They will tell you that they've been driving before even their own grandfather was born. No, that you have been driving for long doesn't mean you know how to drive. Yes. And the same thing, that you've been in agriculture for a long time does not necessarily imply that you have competence in agriculture. And if you have been successful in the past and you want to engage in new ventures, you need to get competence. Because without competence, you can't. So when we are talking about competence, we are asking questions like, what am I doing? You need to have clarity about what you are doing. You have to understand what you are doing. You have to understand what you're doing. You ask question, what am I doing? What is my niche area? What is my role? What is my assignment in this particular, my comfort zone? You need to ask that question. You cannot do everything in agriculture. Don't ever forget. You want to do everything, you want to be the James Bond of agriculture, don't worry. You will make a lot of losses. You need to also ask your question, how have the earlier person been doing it? You see, somebody might have been successful. Ask question about their success. Don't just dive into it. Find out if there are new ways, if the old ways are obsolete or obsolescent, and is there a new way I can do it and get better results. You need to also ask if there are technologies that can help you, or methodology, or even both of them. Now, there is something I need to mention when we're talking about methodology and technology. It doesn't have to be bling bling, high tech, press one button and go and sip tea. Please, what works? The most economical thing that works for you is what you should do. Sometimes high technology approach to agriculture might not be competitive enough for your project based on the scale you are operating or the locality you are operating. For example, Marian said something yesterday. They had to warm up the lavarium with heater. They had to, warm up the screen houses or the where the insects are. But here in Nigeria, we have our temperature, even during the raining and the dry season, based on the question someone asked, our temperature, minimal temperature is estimated Celsius and 33 degrees Celsius around below, close to the southern part. And as you go for heat about 43 degrees Celsius or 44 degrees Celsius as you go towards them, Maiduguri and the like. But that 26 years is enough for you. I mean, you need to understand that there is no need for you to now invest. There's no need for you to now invest heavily in technology that will heat up the place or in the name of, oh, it's fine. No, no, no. It's what works that you should look at. Are this new way adaptable, and is the new way really better? And is it worth it? Because if you spend so much money starting a business in an economy that will not spend so much buying from you, then you will be in a bad market. So I'll give you two instances. Sometimes ago, I was in Cyprus, and I saw two pieces of 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 capsicum. What's this? The bell pepper. I saw just two fruits of it, and it was at €2. As of then, €2 meant 1,200 naira, and those two will be 100 naira in Nigeria. So the question is, would you? The question is, would you, for any reason whatsoever, spend so much for a market? We do spend so much trying to cultivate this for a market that would not buy it. So, like I was saying, sorry, the network has started doing what it used to do. So we do spend so much to produce. So if someone produces an average of €1 in the Netherlands, in Cyprus per month, I mean, for those two pieces of fruit, that is 600 naira. And in Nigeria, the market value is 100 naira. And you come home adopting every technology you see, and you decided to spend 600 naira producing the pepper. You know that you've locked yourself off from the local market. So you must understand this. Except you are going to sell it and your landing cost in Europe or in that Cyprus would be around 600 naira. So you have to be able to look at all of this carefully. Otherwise, you'll be putting yourself in jeopardy. You need to also ask, how can I even adopt the better way? What can I do that gives me better results, gives me better efficiency? It's very important to look at that. So, and if you ask questions, who's going to guide me? Who's going to teach me? How am I going to be guided towards this? So when talking about competence, some of the questions you should ask yourself is the question of who is going to be by my side? Collaboration. It's amazing that even Marian mentioned yesterday, don't farm alone. Now me get them is going to choke you. And this is coming from someone who had experience of huge failure doing things by himself. You need people, you need accountability, you need monitoring, you need guidance, you need to work with others so that you can complement one another. It is very, very important. Another very important thing is that you must ask yourself the question, what do I need to know and how do I know it well enough? Should we sum that up in the single word training, like what you're doing today? Okay, you are 74 people in this particular cohort. 33 people are present, and perhaps out of these 33 that are present, being a virtual call, maybe 20 of them are busy doing other things. Maybe watching football, maybe playing around and doing things and just say, let me just mark my presence. Now, this attitude will affect your competence. If you want to learn something, just learn it and learn it once and for all, because that is the only reason. The reason why some of our creativity is jeopardized is because we don't even pay attention enough to things to look at the opportunities and the loopholes in them, how we, so that we can protect ourselves or maximize, profitability. So you should ask question, who can mentor me? Who can consult for me? Remember that experience cannot be purchased. You can't buy people's experience. I was talking to someone yesterday, I can't remember, and we were talking about an old person with so much experience, vast experience, dying without passing the experience on to the children. I said, no, you cannot pass your experience. You can only tell a little of the story, but you can't expressly, pass it on. They have to gather their own experience. Then you have a dream and you have to actualize the dream. How do I actualize it? You have to plan. No matter how religious you are, no matter how much faith you have, either you believe in destiny or you believe in God, you believe in anything, you must plan. Because without the planning, you don't have a chart to follow. You don't have what you've laid down to help you achieve your aim. Your planning is the first test of the achievability of your dream. So when you plan, during the planning, you get to realize some things to make like and like. So it helps you to refine your dream. So by the time you're executing, the challenges you'll now be having will even be the other one that you could not have seen on paper, but you would only see in execution. So this is very important, okay? So you need to also ask questions that what is the more efficient way of doing it? Can I afford and that I can afford and still be in good profit? Remember something. The lifeline of your business is cash flow, but you're not doing the business as charity, so you also want to make profit. Profit keeps you in the business because without profit, you are not coming back. You get tired. You understand? So, cash flow can keep your business alive, but profit keeps you in business. So you want to do your very best to look for the efficient way and maybe improvement in the efficiency towards ensuring that you can make profit without you breaking your bank. So you must understand this. Now, there is this. Rapid growth can kill you. Yes. And I'm talking from experience. So you start a business, everything is booming, and you're growing very fast, and you feel you are James Bond. Don't worry. Don't worry. You're not going to like it. You must understand your capacity, be in tune with your capacity. And if you need help, please seek help. It's arrogance not to seek help. Make researches, do all you can. Do researches, do all you can, ensure that you can operate at the right scale. I'm not talking about operating large. I'm not talking about operating small, but I'm talking about the operating at the appropriate scale. That is in tandem with your experience, your cash flow, your knowledge base, and the kind of support system you have. So this has to do with competence. The second leg of the triangle is finance. Now, finance is not about having money. It refers to how and where you get your funds. So you need money to succeed. You must know where and how to generate it. You need money to succeed. You must know how and where to generate it. You might have been told, don't partner with people. Some village people are calling you on the phone. If you partner with people, your destiny will not be. Well, if you don't have systems that allows others to be interested in your business, you won't attract investment and you won't grow. You cannot bootstrap a business that is really, really going to be successful. Maybe you want to do a mediocre project, part of the problem. That's okay. You can do it at your backyard. You can just for hobby. I mean, mediocrity is not necessarily a bad word. It just simply means average. Okay. So you just want to have a small project in your backyard that you can play with. It's excellent. It's nothing wrong. But if you want to scale your business, you want to talk about finance. You need people's money. You need third-party investment in your business. Otherwise, it's going to remain a miniature project. Well, maybe if you have so much money, then you can put the money there. But I wonder how you generated this so much money, if not other people's money, which could be your inheritance as well. Okay. Now, I wrote something here. That the first law of getting fund is clarity. See, no one who had made money will throw his money away. It's not your business how the person makes money. You are in a he made his money, he's a politician, he's a government worker, he's a musician, he's this, he just stumbled on money, inherited money. It is not your problem. If it is easy, just go and do your own. Just go do it. But whoever had acquired this wealth is a successful person in terms of in this tandem, in this context. And they must have gathered some experiences that made them very careful about throwing their finances all around. So you need to understand your project enough to have absolute clarity so that you can show whoever holds the resources in its hand that they can now be convinced enough to release that resources into, those resources into your project. Do you have a plan? Do you have clarity? Can you answer questions? Or you just want to emotionally blackmail people into giving you money? Or you're so entitled, is my father, is my brother, is my uncle, is my sister, they must give me money and everything. No, nobody owes you that. You must have this clarity enough. And when you have that clarity, you will have the right and convince them in a way that they might start cautiously or even aggressively or greedily, but just know that you need that clarity to convince anyone. The very next is action. Action. So I wrote another here. I call it the law of action. Thing is the law of action. So you might be waiting for the perfect time to start. When you ask that question, when is the perfect time to start? Start from where you are. I don't have money. Yes, part of problem. I don't know somebody. Part of problem. Start from as little as you think you are. Start there. Okay? Start from where you are with what you have without losing your focus. Clarity comes with action. Remember when I was talking about planning, I said you can plan and the planning will help you to see some bottlenecks and some things to adjust your plan. Then I added that as you begin to execute, you will also eventually get to have clarity. So clarity would come also with action. Hold on a second. I think this network is. So, 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 so. Just a minute. Stopping and connecting to your network is extremely difficult. I had to stop the presentation completely. So. Thing was just pretending to just. Oh, okay. I think I'm back now. I had to back up with another network. The network is misbehaving and throwing me out. Apologies for that. So the next one that we need to talk about is consistency. You see, it is extremely difficult even at the very beginning of a business. The people you assumed should be there and believe in you will doubt you. Even you will doubt yourself. And it's nothing. It's just because you don't have the proof yet. So, but you have to be consistent in character. People are watching. There will be a time that you will talk to people and sit with them and tell them, give me 1 naira, give me 2 naira. They will tell you bullshit. And then there will be time that people would come to you and say, I have 500 naira and I want to give you. And you say, no, 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 it's too much. I don't have the capacity for it now, or I can come back in 3 months, or yeah, well, I can take it, depending on how you are. It's not all about having money. Every money you take that you are not utilizing, you are creating debt for yourself. I didn't mean debt as per equal now. I mean debt, D-E-B-T, that is debt. You don't want to have money that will be redundant. You must always have funds that are engaged. I also wrote another thing, the law of positioning. You see, a lot of time, you are too conservative and too scared to scale your business. And it's okay to have a personality that is conservative. It's nothing wrong. But you must understand that in this life, everything is trade-off. If you want to scale your business, you must be able to position your business for support. And when I say positioning, it's not about telling people about your business. It is about putting the right things in place for your business to attract the support it needs. So what I wrote here is deliberately position your business for growth. Take necessary action like records, data, packaging, like Dr. Wasil was told us. There are things you have to do if you want your business to become bankable. And nobody funds an unbankable business except a gambler. So you must realize that perception is greater than reality. People are going to judge the business. I read the book, don't judge a book by the cover. But I must let you know that the cover influences your judgment of that book. This evening, we saw a book on the internet, my wife and myself, we saw a book, and then we're deliberating on the book. And then we're looking at the topic of the book and people's reaction. Then we said, no, a lot of people are reacting based on the title of the book, not the content. We had to imagine what the content would be like and to analyze the people's reaction. And then later on, we concluded that the writer was a psychologist and a good marketer who had put a controversial topic at the back so that people's curiosity would be spiked to read the book. Perception is greater than reality. This is the reason why you must be cautious how you package your business, you present your business, you talk about your business, because people say it's packaging. Well, if you don't package it well, they will not see it well. Yoruba people will say, the literal meaning is that the way a calabash owner calls his calabash is what everybody will call it. Should I put it in another way? The name you call your child is the name every other person calls the child. So let's now interpret what it means is that how you present your project, yourself, is the way people will perceive it. And of course, that becomes their reality. Now, the very important thing is the law of people. Yes, I know that a lot of us believe that God solves our problem. God is all we need to have all our needs met. But the question I'll ask you is, how many times have you set your eye on God? How many times have you needed solutions in the work front and you tap your colleague beside you? You need people. You can't even disrespect people or take people for granted and expect God to come in for you. He comes in through people. You must understand that you need people. You need to talk to people, some of whom reject you, mock you, even perhaps even steal your business. You know, people will bring your business to but they are the people that are the one that will bring the resources that it needs. Don't take people for granted. Also understand that relationship with people is very critical. You must understand this. Now, who are the people you are talking about? You are a very, very important person. So you are a people. You are the capital of your project. You should take care of yourself. Your sanity, your look. Imagine you going to pitch a business and your mouth is smelling and you are sitting a meter away from the person, or your armpit is sweating, your collar is dirty, you are so disorganized, and then you say your village people. No, your village people were sleeping. They were having peace. They are at the beach having fun. You are the one that are reckless. Nobody is pursuing you. You are reckless. You have plaque under your teeth. You cannot take care of your body. And then you go to pitch for somebody. You open the office everywhere is smelling and you expect them to be patient to listen to your business. They are not going to listen to your business. You work so much that you burn out, that you're almost dying. I had worked to the extent that I had slumped. I had worked to the extent that I became so lean that you can't even understand the amount of money I was sitting on. These are not appropriate. Take care of yourself. Understand that you are the capital of the business. And nobody who had held money or commanded money or controls money would put money in the hands in any business when the person behind the business is not, is not worth it. Develop yourself physically and in all dimensions. Understand. I have heard this over and again. Customer is always right. Customer is always right. I'm not really particularly a person that takes that so seriously, but there is a next set of people you must take very seriously. Your staff. Well, I've on this document I wrote customer before staff. No, but I rate staff higher. Let me tell you something. Customers, they don't treat them badly, yeah, but they buy solutions. You are selling the solution. So the customer have the money, but you cannot sell your solution without your team. When your team's coherence is damaged, you are not going to have a good returning or retainership of your customers. Many of us are in the business of intimidating and maltreating members of staff. You are killing your business. So no matter how minute your business is, you must take your staff very seriously. They are lifeline of your business. Staff will steal. Staff is this. Everywhere. It's paranoia that is killing you. Does that mean that there are no bad staff? Yes, there are a lot of bad staff. I'm talking to you. I have had staff who had orchestrated or planned a potential kidnap for me. I have had staff who sold me out to competitors. So these are true. These dangers are, these risks are there. But does that mean that you shouldn't build and equip your staff for your success? No, you need to really, really understand this. Very important. Then your customers. How do you retain their loyalty? You need to be able to retain their loyalty, meet their needs. Your customers don't love you. Your staff don't love you either. Remember this. But when you continue to solve their problems, they will continue to pay you. So the law of money, you need to have financial intelligence. It is very important in attracting the right funding. You must understand how money works. You must understand how you could actually walk yourself into failure. Now, financial intelligence doesn't guarantee that you will not fail. Failure, as a matter of fact, I think I read in Bill Clinton, no, excuse me, Bill Gates' book, either Bill Gates or Warren Buffett, I can't remember. He said, every business is bound to fail. Every business, no matter how much effort, efficiency, everything you have, every business is bound to fail. He said the work of the CEO is to delay the failure. Every business would eventually fail. The work of the CEO is to delay, whether you delay it for 1 month or 10 years or 100 years. As you hand over leadership is another thing entirely, but every business is bound to fail. So you must understand that financial intelligence does not necessarily guarantee that your business cannot fail, but it guarantees that you understand how money works and how that money works in your business. This is very important, okay? Then the next is money is not the first thing at all. You might be thinking, I've had a lot of people say, oh, I don't have money. I've done a lot of work without having money as a person. So without even having fund for the West for Meal project, we started since as far back as 2022. Then we're working this project, and there was no funds like, oh yeah, maybe we need $1 million. The $1 million is sitting somewhere. No, there wasn't. Today, 15,000, tomorrow, 5,000, next tomorrow, 2,000, next tomorrow, 20,000. That way, little things were being done, plans were going, refining plan to reduce expenditure. Money is not the first of all idea implementation. It is actually the last. The first thing you will most likely have is the idea. And if you leave it there, it remains there. So you need to look at the idea and say, how do I realize this idea? Then you develop plans. As you are planning, you realize what you can do now that does not necessarily require the resources you are talking about. Maybe note taking, maybe talking to people, maybe team building, maybe so many things that may not necessarily require money or heavy resources. The little things you have to be taking them out and be taking them out. Because you have to continue doing this consistently with tenacity. You know why tenacity? Because you're going to have a lot of rejections, and especially from where you thought they will help you. Perhaps you have a fantastic person in the church with your godfather, or you have a pastor, or you have a brother, and oh yeah, these people are going to be there for me. And then you might be surprised that your idea does not appeal to them. And when that happens, you feel dejected, hopeless, and no, you need to be tenacious because tenacity just simply means that you have a staying power to face a lot of rejection and difficulty and setback in your business. And after you're doing this for a while or consistently, you begin to attract the people. People begin to say, oh, what's this guy doing? Why is it? Why am I? Oh, come. That thing you told me, let me hear a bit about it. And let me tell you, the resources you need to take your ideas into the place you want it is always in the hand of people. Your resources are always in the hand of people. So you will meet people, and when people connect with it, some people say, oh, no, I don't have money, oh, but I can support you in this way, or I can tell you this way, or I can advise you. So it can come in advice, it can come in support, it can come in different ways, and then before you know it, then you attract the money. So you ask question, where is the money? Where is the money? I have an ideology that money is an idiot. If you walk against light, you will cast a shadow. If you walk certain journeys, you will always generate money from thin air. Money is flying in the air up and down. But you must be well prepared, well aligned, and it may take you time, maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years. And it doesn't mean that you will not be rejected, you will not be frustrated, sometimes you will not even feel like giving up. Yeah, these are okay, okay? So, but money is in the air. People have the money. While you are languishing in pain, someone is squandering money. So you must understand this and you must position yourself enough to be able to get the money. So you ask the question, where's the money? How do I attract it? These are very important question you should ask. Mr. Kunle Ajala, I would request you look at the screen of your laptop, of your device. It's causing distraction. I think you're annotating and it's drawing line. Mr. Kunle Ajala, please, whatever is touching your screen, do something about it. Thank you very much. So you also need to ask, is this funding sustainable? You don't need every money. Now, most likely at the initial stage of your business, you'll meet the sharks. People who want to take the larger share of your business with a little investment, people who want to eat everything, but no problem. You may even have to concede to some bad deals. All you need to know is if you have the financial intelligence, you can say, oh yeah, I'm going to have these bad deals, but this is how I'm going to counter it. Maybe if I start with a bad deal, I will be able to recover from this bad deal in 3 years, in 1 year, in 5 years. Or I can't take bad deals at all, but you will most likely take bad deals at the beginning of your ventures. most likely, because you don't even have sufficient experience, knowledge, even the financial intelligence regarding this project. So you will have challenges. And these are very important that you know that you ask the question, is this funding sustainable? If I get this money, is it going to kill the business? So about the bank offered me a loan of 320 million at 9%. Fantastic interest, right? Big money, right? But to do poultry and to pay back in 8 weeks, 200,000 beds. So what you're telling me essentially is that, hey, guy, use 1 week to prepare your poultry. You farm 200,000 beds in 6 weeks, and then you throw the old 200,000 beds into the market, and you will sell it, and you'll be doing on them. Sell you, buy you, buy you. You have known categorically from that structure of the loan that that money is going to be thrown away. So you have to ask questions. Is it sustainable? Is this the cheapest I can get? So when you must also be mindful of the cost of of your your fund. What is the rate? If the bank is giving you at 30%, maybe your family is giving you at 35%, is can you actually service that? What time do you need to be able to peacefully service this? Don't let the pressure for the money make you take expensive finance. It could be expensive in terms of the rate, the interest on it, or in terms of the time. If your time is not enough, you'll be under pressure and you will fail. And I'm sharing real practical experience from you with you. Okay. Another thing you want to ask is, can I start from here? Can I start from here? Yes. I always say start from here and start doing, start acting right away. Start looking at what you need to correct, what you need to write properly, what you need to understand, what you need to know. You need to do that. You must be a reminder when you're talking about agriculture, we must be talking about patient capital. I just mentioned something about time. Patient capital, not the money that you have to pay back in 6 weeks, not the money that you want to pay back in 8 weeks, depending on the project. Even in the case of insect farming, where you are going to have a cycle of about 45 days, you don't want to get a loan that will be paid back in 60 days. Would you rather go for 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, perhaps even 3 years? So the money stays with you, giving life to your business. Don't forget, working with others will also position you to attract money. People will be more comfortable when they can see sense of what we call corporate governance. That, oh yeah, it's not just you. Because we're afraid to give money to one person who goes back to his village, yet forgetting that this money is going to grow wings and fly. So he goes to his village and asks for second wife or third wife. You know, he goes to his village and buy Okada and starts riding Okada. Or if the money is big, maybe he buys Lamborghini and say, oh, now I've arrived. I don't get a lot. God win. Oh, well, you need to work with people so they can check you, they can balance you, they can realign your focus. You need that, and also to give confidence to the potential investor that you are not standing alone. You must also understand the position of deals. It's not everything you must buy. So there was a business when I needed a farm, and I needed to rent that farm for about 40 million per annum. And I had to cut a deal with the owner of the farm, like, okay, what we can do is this. Can I run the farm for 1 year? And after the end of the year, I pay the rent. And I run the second year and I pay the rent. And after back and forth, he said, okay, no problem. And I said, okay, even can you even invest like 15 million in the business so that we can have enough money to prepare the farm in this to the state that we want, but we will refund you. He said, yes. And then he gave money. So you didn't just get the farm, we got money. They say, oh, no, you're just lucky. No, there's nothing like, I don't believe in luck. I don't believe in luck. You know, I believe in ability to negotiate patiently. Don't be too desperate. Be calm, calculate, ask questions, talk to people. They might be interested in your deals. You don't have to pay for everything now. You might say, okay, I need 2 rooms. You can talk to your landlord. You can talk to your brother. You can talk to people around you. These are the first blessings God give you. Look within your circle and see what you can do. Also remember that I talked about collaboration, partnering with others. Then collective is when you are a team, collective or cooperative. Like the cluster we are making, it's it's a structure that is often legally recognized and can help you to attract finance. So the question you would ask is, how do the monies come? How do the monies come? The money can come in terms of loans. What is a loan? Let's use the word of our doctor. Loan is loan. Loan is loan. Okay? Whether it is non-interest loan, loan is loan. Whether it is called facility by Islamic bank, loan is loan. Whether it's a brother that gave you loan and said, I'm giving you 100 million and you don't pay back interest, just return my 100 million after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Loan is loan. Whether you are meeting your uncle and he says, oh, yes, I'm going to collect 60% ROI, I'm going to collect 20% ROI, or I'm going to collect interest of 10%, loan is loan. Okay. So whether it is interest or interest-free, everything you get that you have to return is loan. And loans are not only monies. You could loan, equipment, you could loan houses, you could loan cars, you could loan even services. Whatever you are taking and you are going to return is loan. So it's monies. You can loan grant, you can get money from grants. There are a lot of grants issuing organizations and NGOs out there who would release money for you to pursue your dream. Government interventions, like Doctor said also during his presentation, he mentioned so many things about government interventions. He mentioned CACs, he mentioned Anchor Borrower Scheme and the like, some of which are obsolete, some have been discontinued, and some are just emerging. But government at every moment in time have one intervention or another for agriculture. If you qualify, you can also access it. That takes me to the third one, agribusiness success. On top of this is character. I said here, the character of the farmer is superior to finance and skill. And the way I say this is that even if you put skill and money in the hands of a monkey, it will squander it. That's the law. If you put money and skill in the hand of a monkey, it will squander it. Character is everything. Character is very, very important. There is a character of growth. There's a character that makes money. There's a character that keeps money, and there's a character that grows money. These are different things. You must build the character for success. It is not just by praying or working hard or forming seriousness everywhere. You need to understand that there is a character of wealth building. You get the thing. You must work on your psyche. What's your mental characteristics or attitude? You understand? You need to understand this. How are your team thinking? What is the general perception of the team? Commitments. These are soft characters. Are you committed to your word? Are you committed to your hustle? Are you committed to what you're doing? A lot of people take agriculture as side hustle and they want it to pay them as the main project. No. If it's a side hustle, you have side income. Always remember this. So your commitment to whatever you're doing, the amount of time, energy you're putting into it. Look at it, for example, even this training, 74 people, 34 people, even the one that is compulsory, they were unable to make it. Hey, several reasons. We all have reasons. I always say something that even the wicked have reasons for being wicked. Yes, we have reasons for everything. It's just that we have priorities and then we must prioritize whatever matters to us. So you must also be committed to what matters to you. If the business is going to feed you, it's going to meet your need, it's going to change your status, you should learn to be committed to it. And integrity, I said integrity is like a ball. Be sincere to your own self, first and forevermost. Be sincere with yourself. Try to look inwards. When I say integrity is a ball, ball is the only shape that maintain perspective from every angle of view. Any other shape, once you change angle of view, the shape changes. But ball doesn't shift shape. And it's a very important thing. Hold together. Let your integrity hold together. I used to make a joke that if a thief writes to me and say, on the 5th of January, 2022, I am going to appear to you and I'll come to rob you. And it comes, I think is a man of integrity, much more than a supposedly noble person who couldn't even, keep to his word or his identity. This is very important. So integrity means that everything about you holds together and is there in tandem with what you stand for or identify with. Remember, I'd mentioned before tenacity. It's a character. It is very critical. Success is not for the light-skinned. So I wrote here, success is not for the light-skinned balloons. You will surely be broken severally. You know, when you blow balloon and the bigger it becomes, the thinner the skin of the balloon becomes. And the slightest things that punctures it means the balloon gets busted and you can't put it together anymore. So the question would be, when you fall, will you be able to get up again? I had failed in multiple business. As a matter of fact, I had failed so many times that some people had actually counted it for me as an identity that you had failed in multiple questions. But the question I ask is, would you rather try a novice or a man that had failed multiple times? Every business is bound to fail. It's your responsibility to delay the failure. But a novice is empty, does not even know the pain of failure, not to not talk about taking preventive measures towards protecting it. So you're going to fail multiple times. Yes, you're brilliant. Yes, you're prayerful. Yes, you are hardworking. Yes, you are honest. Yes, you have integrity. Yes, you are patient. Yes, you are driven. Yes, you have massive inheritance. Yes, you have plenty money. Yes, you have a big faith. Yes, you believe in destiny. Yes, you know how to do nafilat. Yes, you are very generous. Congratulations. You are still going to fail. Tell yourself you are going to fail. It's not, I will not fail in Jesus' name. Yes, you will still fail. Because it's a constant part of the journey. And not being prepared for this means that your skin will be light. Then the question is, when you're broken, are you going to remain on the ground? Hard work is good. Smart work is also very good, okay? But hard work is good. He said, you have prayed a lot. Why am I emphasizing prayers? Because we are so much attuned to thinking God owes us the responsibility of solving all our problems. So the things that he has even enabled you to solve, you still want to push it to the spiritual realm and be waiting on him and be pressuring him for what you can solve. Yes, you've prayed a lot, but ladies and gentlemen, you have to get to work. Nobody will do the work you have to do. Yoruba people say we don't send our children on the message of defecation. Your child cannot go to toilet on your behalf. If you are pressed, you have to do that by yourself. You can't delegate it. Okay, so you have to really work. That's some dirty work in your business that you have to do by yourself. Not just for you to gather experience and to have the story to tell. No, but because it has to be done by you. If you even have consultants, they will still come back to you asking you for data, this and that. So there's something that are just your responsibilities, and you don't want to throw them away. You must be ready to work for it. And you must also be objective. You know, can you step outside of yourself, outside of your emotions, and just think like a third party? Assess yourself. You see, you're going to have fears, and it's normal. You're not a weakling for being fearful, for being paranoid. You're not a weakling, but you will be weakling if the fears dominate everything you do. And as you have fears, ladies and gentlemen, we also have excitement. Oh no, I've succeeded. Oh yeah, I've arrived and everything. No, that's the very, very good place to fail. Excitement will always set you up for failure. Excitement. Oh yeah, 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 maybe. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. This overconfidence comes in, and your ego. Your ego. You see, I was discussing with a group of family members yesterday, and I said something that genuine wealth building will always humble you. Take it or throw it away. If you see people who walk through the ranks and build their wealth, they usually become humble because series of failure, disappointment, eventually breaks that ego because ego is your enemy when you want to go on the journey of success. Oh no, no. Yoruba people say if you consider how big you are at home, you will be molested outside because you will think people outside knows The people outside know your worth at home. No, they don't know you. They're just one ordinary person. Yeah, your skin is fine. You're driving a fantastic car. You're wearing a multi-million clothes. But you must understand that it's not all about arrogance. It could actually be about shame. It could be about the sorrow of, oh God, people had so much faith in me and I failed. And I'm talking about some of the emotions that I personally had gone through. And these can make you not to do what you have to do. You can shorten forever. No, it's a everything emotion is fleeting. They are not permanently rooted. They are fleeting. They can be excruciating. They can be humiliating. They can set you back. Maybe you're at the top, then you become somebody on the ground. You know, yes. Something happened recently, and one of my uncle looked and said, Ere bedunle odole, that's a monkey was caught on a race while he's on the ground. Then he appears to be lazy. But if the monkey had three branches hanging around, he jumps around. You see, strong men have been caught in weak positions. And 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 then when they look at their ego and say, wow, I'm the one going through this, it can make you tear yourself. Like, no, it's not, it's common to everybody. So step aside and take those emotions out and just look at your numbers. Look at what you want to achieve. Summon your courage. You probably are very near to success. Be intentional. Growth is deliberate, it's not incidental. So if you have you ever seen businesses that you know this business 20 years ago and they are still the same size? Now, is it bad? Maybe not. Some people want peace. I was discussing with my wife one day. I said, some people, if you look at the peace that comes with contentment, you will never want to do some things in your life. You just want to say, let me just be at peace like this. Oh boy, life is easy this way. But if you really want growth, you have to be intentional about it. Well, at this stage, you are is okay for you. Me, I don't like Wahala. I just like it the way I am. I just want peace of mind. But the problem is be intentional about it. And if you want to blow big, it's not going to happen like an accident. You have to orchestrate it, you have to work it, you have to calculate it and make it happen. And you must put passion behind what you're doing. If you're passionate about it, it is actually communicable. People see your passion, they see how you love what you're doing, and they begin to get curious. Maybe not necessarily help you, maybe not necessarily support you, but they get curious. And when they get curious, then they see some things about you and they talk about it. And talking about it, you will be surprised whom they will tell. Okay, so you must understand this. Okay, there was an incident about a superior colleague who looked at my business and said, "Oh, this business is good," and I continued turning me roundabout for a period of about a year, and then he didn't do any business with me. And one day he just gave me some money, said, "Take this money. I just use it to support you, but I'm not putting money in the business." Then he met one of his colleagues and said, "Look at that gentleman. He's pulling one string. And that string is a very good one. I think you should align with it." And that one came to meet me. I said, "This person told me this, that." I said, "Yes." And the person I least believed would give me a springboard came from nowhere and set the springboard that shocked me up from a struggling person making 500,000, 1 million in a month to someone making 10 million per day. So you must understand this is very, very important. Oh, sorry. So don't forget about focus. You can't do everything. You cannot do everything. I call it pencil point sharp focus. When you want your pencil to be sharpened, what do? You shave off excesses around that sharpness. So I wrote here, focus is not knowing where to invest your energy. It is knowing what to let go. Let other things go and focus on one thing. Succeed at that. You want to do 10 things at a go, part of problem. But take one and succeed at one. It is easier for you to replicate the success of one than to want to engage on multiple fronts at the same time. And also remember delayed gratification. You are too eager to be celebrated. You want them to know that you are rich now. You want them to see the wristwatch. Oh no, look at the wristwatch I'm wearing. Look at the shoe. I've made it. No, you have not made it. You thought you have. You thought you have. So you are so much eager to chop your money. Every gift is that God has given to you is either going to be seed in your hand or bread in your hand. If you turn it to bread, you eat it, and then you are looking for another bread. But if it comes seed, then it germinates and gives you more opportunity. Then you can pluck part of it to make bread, and then you'll be eating bread while your seed still produces more seeds. Think about this for a minute. Now let's talk about innovation. See, be original. Think. You have a mind. Don't be lazy about thinking. Put a lot of energy into thinking. And if you must copy, add your own touch. Yes, copying people's idea might not be a bad thing. You copy the idea, then put your touch, then it's an improved idea. But I say something that the secret of innovation is love for humanity. I have not seen anyone solving problem without love bursting in their heart. I'm not talking about romantic love or all those frivolous way of living. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about love for humanity will activate innovation in your heart. You want to solve problem, then you begin to think. Now, as I'm rounding off, I want to tell you something. The need for velocity. See, you want to ask question. What is velocity? Look at the industrial ages that we have gone through, the industrial revolution, from the mechanization to the age of mass production and assembly line electricity, to computer time, to cyber physical systems. Okay, so you want to ask, we are now in the age where internet and renewable energy are dominant and driving everything. So you ask yourself question, what is happening? What is happening is that information is now everywhere. So we've left all of these ages. Information is everywhere. We are now at the age of information. People say, oh, we are now at the time of information. But I say that if you are thinking that way, you are still some points behind. Yes, we are at the time of information. I agree. But above information is that information abounds. You see it everywhere. What are you doing with information? That sets you apart. Are you innovative in what you see? You pick your phone, is it just to watch Oga Sabinus and laugh? Or there are a lot of information that comes into you, and when they come to you, just learn them for learning sake, or they stimulate you towards doing something differently. These are things that are going to set you apart. So innovation, and then when you have innovation, you see, God doesn't give ideas to people hand to hand. Like he packages it and so this is marked idea for Aziz, and it gives Aziz and say, okay, nobody else can get that idea. No, he spreads it like seed. He spreads idea like seed, like a sower. Some will fall into clefts of rocks. Some will fall on infertile ground. Some will fall on rocks. Some will fall on fertile ground. But the question is this: is beyond innovation is speed. But speed is not enough, because speed in itself does not have direction. Velocity it is. Velocity is the age we are in, where you act with the information you have, you innovate very quickly in a particular direction, sharpened by focus. So I am saying that we are at the edge of velocity because people are highly intelligent now, people are highly innovative and acting very fast. But the question is, what is your direction? This is very important. So velocity, simply put, is the speed at which something moves in a direction. So the world is fast-paced. While you are looking, someone is cashing out. That's Obanladim, that's my name. The world is fast-paced. So no, slow and steady wins the race. That's correct. But you see, in the current dispensation, you can't sit on an idea and hope that the idea waits for you. You have to act quite fast. That takes me to the last slide, which is still talking about character. And this is about self-development. There are 5 dimensions that you have to work towards prospering at. When you leave each of these, there's tendency that will create the weakling that will ruin the other ones. The very first one I'm going to be mentioning here is your health. You have to work on your health. You have to be conscious of your health. Sleep enough, eat good, plan, be deliberate, be conscious of your health. It's very, very important. Yes, you've been broken, you failed, you've been disappointed, you assumed everything's going to never work. Regardless of this, your health, because you are the capital of any venture you're creating. So if you are the capital of the venture, you must be cautious of what your health goes through. So you must be conscious of your health, the quality of your health. So you take care of your health. And another thing is your intellectual ability. Stimulate your mind. A lot of us are mentally lazy. I do not believe God made anyone dull. If you are dull, you are just lazy. You don't know how to. No, nobody is stupid. Nobody is stupid. Anybody can come with it. You teach some people. No, nobody is stupid. So you have to build up your mind, build it up, activate your mind in reading, in healthy discussion. When you spend your mornings, in the morning you wake up, you tie wrapper on your chest and you watch Nollywood till 12, and then you finish, then you go to neighbor and gossip, and then you now go to somewhere, and then you say you are intellectually weak. But my brain is not sharp. Your brain cannot be sharp because you are loading it with with blunting devices. What do you read? Who do you talk to? Who are your friends? What quality of discussion are you having? This is very important. Okay? So you are not dull, you just chose to be very lazy. Another dimension of prosperity that's very critical is spiritual. And I'm not talking about particular religion. I'm just talking about you having a spiritual connection. Because you need, this gives you hope. If at the minimum, even if you don't believe in the existence of God, the spiritual dimension has a way of quickening your hope, and you exist for hope. The moment you lose your hope, you're going to die. So be spiritually alert. And it's not about being spiritually paranoid. That's not what I'm talking about. My enemy, fall and die, fall and die. Hey, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about be spiritual, build your spiritual activeness. Be spiritually sound. Be able, the higher forces that can guide you. Be connected with them. Well, depending on how you align, maybe based on your religion, you will be able to explain better to yourself how that how this works. Okay, so I'm not recommending religion. I'm not recommending a particular way of life when it comes to spiritual. But you should not take for granted your spiritual stability. It's very, very important. It's not about praying so that evil does not happen or praying for your enemy to fall and die or something. That's not it. It's just for you to have spiritual stability. Financial. You see, money answers all things. You don't want to be broke. Ladies and gentlemen, when you are broke, your heart will be broken a lot. Your heart will be broken again and again. The people you think are there for you would put your heart inside mortar and pestle and pound it, or perhaps side blender and blend it. You will watch so many things that you should have had control, and you will be limited in what you can achieve. So you want to also be financially stable. And you don't have to be Dangote, you don't have to be Adenuga, but you just want to be able to meet your financial needs. And it's very important. And the last dimension is social. Remember, I said earlier, your wealth, your money, your resources are in the hand of people. And you must learn how to relate with people. Oh, I'm so reserved, I'm shy. Well, for me, I believe shyness is an internal conflict. If I look at it from the God's perspective, I don't think God is shy or makes people to be shy. You can be a bit reserved, you can be gentle, it's okay. But I'm shy, I don't know how to talk to people. No, I teach my children public speaking, from how to to take handshake. You don't shake people with the tip of your hand and you are doing like flicks, like earthworm. You stand firm. You shake them firmly. You look into their eyes. You are not being rude. You are being confident. Learn how to relate with people, to respect people, to build profitable relationship, and to walk out of toxic relationship. That is very important. In a bid to build yourself, if you're getting molested, get the hell out of it. You should understand all of this. These are dynamics of for your own mental health. Because if you don't have quality relationship, your health will be impacted. And when not just your physical health, even your mental health. So you must learn how to relate with people who can share your dream. Be selective. I'm very selective on my relationship, and I cannot stay where I'm disrespected. It's not about ego. I just walk away because it's a waste of both our time. You are wasting your time disrespecting me and wasting your time, my time staying around you. So I go for people who believe in me, people who trust me, people who can work with me, people who can sharpen whatever is inside of me, my spiritual alertness, my intellectual capacity that can also help me financially. It's not about using people, but even if you're using the word using people, the question is, it's good to be useful. It's good to be useful. Everybody say, oh, God, use me. If you are useless, God won't use you. So why are you not saying somebody is using you? You must serve people. You must add value to people for them to be able to share their resources with you. And I have a law. Nobody is stingy. Forget it. Oh, this man is stingy. That man is akagum. Forget it. Nobody is stingy. Always remember, if you win a man's heart, his purse will be opened to you. If you bring enough value to the table, I have closed some of the most difficult clients. People say, this guy cannot pay. He's stingy. He will dribble you. Yes, he will dribble me for a long time. 1 week, 1 month. I had been in a closure of a business for 48 hours stretch. I was wearing uniform with my shoes on, and this gentleman would just buy Legend extract out, and he would drink and drink and drink. You wouldn't believe. I slept in the office with him. He would just doze off a bit and come out. And the same question he has asked me 8 hours ago, we'll ask again. And I did that pitching more than 6 times. Then I told myself that this guy will not give me money, but I'm not going to let him go. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the gentleman that gave the initial money that spiked the business off the mediocre level it was to a business that started closing bigger deals. But it took 48 hours of consistent talking to close this gentleman. Win a man's heart, his purse will open to you. So, and you must understand the importance of social networking. I want to say thank you for your attention. If you have questions, I'm willing to answer your questions. If you have doubts, please, you can express your doubt as well. Thank you for your rapt attention once again. Please, if you have questions, just raise up your hand and then I'll call you. Okay, service is fluctuating. Oh, apology for that. We'll talk to MTN to have mercy next time. So please, if you have a question, you can type your question. You can ask by raising up your hands. I'll take some questions before we close for tonight. In summary, while you are raising your hands or asking, you're preparing to ask a question, 3 things are very important. Finance, competence, and above it is character. Don't ever forget you are the capital of the business. If you are messed up, the business will go down. Definitely. Definitely. If you're messed up, the business will go down. I know when you create system, your business is there is a vision in your heart. It is after you have established a system that can run, that you can now say, okay, when I step aside, even at that, if you don't have a good succession plan, which becomes the capital, that takes off the capitalness from you, if there's any English like that, let me tell you something, even with your system, if you step aside, your system will crumble. So you are the capital of the business. You must work on your character. You must work on your person. And in those 5 dimensions, the spiritual, the financial, the social, your health, and your intellectual. Thank you. Since there are no questions, I think I will want to hand over the mic to Madam Fejiro. Fejiro, please, you can take over again. I have delivered what you have sent me. Thank you very, very much, everyone.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Aziz Oluwole. This was such an insightful webinar. I have learned a lot this evening personally. Thank you very much for pouring deep insights into our minds. We really appreciate you. So are there any questions, please? In absence of the questions, I would like to recognize 2 very important persons here. The first is Madam Rosemary Adebayo. She's the CEO of ASEF, Agricultural Social Entrepreneurship Foundation. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for making this great dream a reality. I also cited Dr. Edna Akabuzon. She's the Deputy Director of the Center of Management Development. She was the facilitator of the Waste for Meal weekly webinar 2 weeks ago, but she still came around to show us love. You know, we're very interesting people. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for attending this webinar. You agree with me that the more sessions we have, the more interesting it gets. I appreciate every participant. I appreciate every contributor. Thank you for your consistency and commitment. Let's call it a night here. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good night. Thank you. Appreciate everything.
Thank you very
Madam
much.
Obujane, you are welcome.
Good night. Thank you very much. I appreciate.